Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness unto light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back. Afternoon session, always a challenge. As I said yesterday, afternoon session, and it's warm and tummies are full, and the subject is Vedanta. Perfect combination. It has a strong soporific effect. All right. Now, we are going to stop the pounding. The pounding was going on, like the separating the rice from the husk, separating the Atman from the five koshas. Few more verses were there. I'm not going to go into that. The same thing is discussed threadbare. Now, this separation of self and not self, Atma, Anatma, Viveka, separation of self and not self. What's it for? In Advaita Vedanta, everything is done for understanding Mahavakya. Mahavakya means the great sentences. In the Upanishads, you find these sentences. Tattvamasi, you are that. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. And Prajnanam Brahma, this very awareness, this consciousness itself is Brahman. And then I am Atma Brahma, this very self is Brahman. From the different Upanishads they collected. Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta means Mahavakya. The sum and substance of Advaita Vedanta, the teaching, can be put in that one sentence. And all these Mahavakyas, they tell us the same thing. Jiva Brahma Aikyam, the identity of Jiva and Brahman. Tattvamasi, what does it mean? It means you are that. You means you the person, just you, just I, this individual being, consciousness, mind, body, this person. And that means Brahman. The technical meaning there is Saguna Brahman, Ishvara, that which creates, preserves and destroys the universe, the God of religion. You are that. It's contradictory. It's never possible. You are God. It's impossible. The dualists often attack us, the non-dualists, by saying you're sacrilegious. You are saying you are God. This is beyond megalomania. How can you be God? It's crazy. You are a jiva. You are born and you die. God is eternal. You are limited to this little place. You are just this little person. God is omnipresent. You have such little knowledge. God is omniscient. You have such little power and strength. God is omnipotent. How can you be God? It's just impossible. One wave, can it be the entire ocean? It cannot be. So, obviously, the sentence doesn't make sense on the face of it. And then there is something called Mahavakya Artha Vichara, an inquiry into the meaning of the Mahavakya. In fact, technically, traditionally, all of the texts in Advaita Vedanta, whatever we do, is basically helping us to understand the Mahavakya. So, whatever we have done so far, this pounding, trying to separate self from not self. How did we do that? we were introduced to the concept of adhyasa, superimposition, one thing appearing as another. We were introduced to the concept of upadhi, one thing being near the other and appearing to transfer its qualities to the other. And then we were told that what we consider to be ourselves, these are actually upadhis. The body is not I, it's an upadhi. The mind is not I, it's an upadhi. And these are transferring their qualities. The attributes of the body are transferred to me, I am awareness, existence. The attributes of the mind are transferred to me, I am awareness, existence. This separation, now we begin to appreciate what is meant. The separation is what? Not physically. It's like the water and the yellow color. The yellow color appearing in the water, you just note water is not yellow, it appears to be yellow. So, now how does this help us to realize I am God? Notice all the attributes which are contradictory between me and God are the attributes of body mind. You are a little creature. What's little? Body. You are mortal. You're born and you're going to die. But what's born and what will inevitably die? Body. You have very little knowledge. God is omniscient. But what has very little knowledge? Mind. All contradictions between you and God's nature are in the body mind. Now what have we done? I am not body, not mind. I am limitless existence consciousness. This is what is beginning to become apparent to us through this process of pounding. So what am I then? If I am not body mind, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. He says Sat Chit Angsha. I am existence, I am awareness. This much I am sure of. I am existence, I am awareness. Right now it's also obvious to me. I am and I shine. Aham asmi sada bhami. I am and I shine always. This is my constant experience of myself. This nature, the real nature of the self, once it is discovered, then the Mahavakya will lose its self-contradictory nature. Let me repeat that. Once you begin to appreciate yourself as you truly are, then the Mahavakya, that thou art, will begin to make sense. It is this existence consciousness bliss which we are, you the self. This existence consciousness bliss with the upadhi of Maya, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, the Shakti, upadhi of Maya, that is called God. Saguna Brahman, Ishvara, Bhagavan, Shankaracharya calls him Vishnu, Rishikesha, all those names he used. That is God. That is Tat, that. It is that very existence consciousness bliss, that Satchidananda, with the upadhi of one causal body, one subtle body and one physical body, which is you. But the one causal body, subtle body, physical body, or the Maya, the upadhi of Ishvara, they are appearances in one limitless consciousness. And you are that limitless consciousness. Let me repeat. There is one limitless consciousness. With the upadhi of Maya. What is an upadhi? That which comes proximally to you and lends its qualities to you. With the upadhi of Maya, that existence consciousness bliss is called God. That's the definition of God in Vedanta. So, Maya upahita chaitanya. Maya upahita chaitanya. You have to go to Vedanta Sar for these definitions. That consciousness with Maya as upadhi. And what is Jiva? You and I. What is Jiva? Ajnana upahita chaitanyam. With one ignorance, one slice of ignorance, that same consciousness becomes you and I. When you remove these upadhis, without regard to these upadhis, what's left? Consciousness. Therefore, when you say, Tattvamasi, that you are, you ignore the upadhis, neti neti, not body, not mind, not causal body, And for God also you do not Maya. Just God as it is, Satchidananda. Just you as it is, Satchidananda. Then Satchidananda is equal to Satchidananda, Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi makes sense then. Aham Brahmasmi will never make sense if I say, I, this fellow Sarvapriyananda, I am Brahma. No. You have already limited the infinite to a cage of body and mind. But when I deny, not body, not mind, I am the witness consciousness. That witness consciousness is Brahman. Correct. That is the purpose for which we have been doing all this now. And now the things will come to a head. What we will do in this session is, we will see the identity of Jiva and Brahma, the meaning of the Mahavakya. We will see and quickly take a look at that, and then move on to Vedantic meditation, and then move on finally in the conclusion to the result, Jivan Mukti, liberation. Alright. I am skipping ahead to verse number 29 and 30. 29 and 30 tell us the identity of Jiva and Brahman. Where is this identity revealed? Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. All of these statements, and indeed any statement in the Upanishads, and indeed any statement in the Gita and other scriptures and other texts, whatever talks about the identity of the Jiva and Brahman, that's also a Mahavakya. Conventionally only 4 are taken. One from each Upanishad, chosen from each, one from each Veda. One from each Veda. Tattvamasi, Sama Veda, Prajnanam Brahma, Rig Veda, Aham Brahmasmi, Yajur Veda, Ayam Atma Brahma, Atharva Veda. One sample, representative sample from each Veda. Although the Vedas are full of such statements, identity statements. So this identity statement, Jiva Brahman identity statement is Mahavakya. Now we will understand Mahavakya. Having done that pounding, separated the rice from the husk, separated Atma from Panchakosha. And also remember, just by the way, we say Atma hidden under the 5 sheets, but not really hidden inside the 5 sheets, not really inside. It's inside in the sense the rope is inside the snake. It's not really inside, that's the wrong way of putting it. It's actually the rope. What seems to be the 5 koshas is actually is Atma. Yeah. Number 29. Nishidhya nikhilopadhin, Nishidhya nikhilopadhin, Neti neti ti vakyataha, Neti neti ti vakyataha, Vidyad aikyam mahavakyai, Vidyad aikyam mahavakyai, Jivatma paramatmanoha, Jivatma paramatmanoha. By negating all the upadhis through the help of the scriptural statement, it is not this, it is not this. Realize the oneness of the individual soul and the supreme soul by the means of the great Vedic aphorisms. Mahavakya, by the great Vedantic identity statements, realize that you are Brahman. How? Why does it not seem so now? Because of the upadhis. It is like this. Suppose our trusty old flower, we'll roll it out one more time. Here he feels, I am yellow. And here he feels, I am red. The red is like the jiva. It's quite it's shriveled and helpless. I am red. I am yellow. Now the Vedic statement comes and says, the yellow water is the red water. How? How can the red water be the yellow water? Only way it is, the yellow water is not yellow. The red water is not red. Water is this. Isn't it true the yellow water is the red water? Another example, the Shankaracharya will be thinking, hey, I am the guy with the examples. What are you doing? I've given you so many examples. Another example, in a Broadway show, you find there's a person, who's acting as an emperor, and the same person also does another double role as a beggar. Now, if somebody says to you while you're watching the play, the emperor is the beggar, and you are confused. How can the emperor be the beggar? The emperor is the emperor of, just the name itself, emperor. And the beggar is called a beggar. Look at the clothes of the emperor, so glorious. Look at the rags of the beggar. Look at the dialogue, the lines which the emperor speaks. Look at the lines which the beggar speaks. Look at the glory and power of the emperor, how others behave with the emperor. Look at how people treat the beggar. How can they be same? But what you mean is, the emperor is not an emperor. The beggar is not a beggar. It's the same Broadway actor. That's what you mean. Similarly, it's the same Broadway actor, this fellow, who appears as yellow water and also red water. Yeah. And this is, by the way, that these two are called upadhis. Why one appears yellow and one appears red? The same one appears red. Upadhi is yellow and upadhi is red. Now, also this is very helpful because the yellow upadhi is shining and glorious. The red one is sort of like this. That explains the difference between Ishvara and Jiva. Ishvara has an excellent upadhi. It's called Maya. We have a terrible, terrible upadhi. It is called Ajnana, ignorance. Ishvara's upadhi is Maya, causal body. Ishvara's upadhi is cosmic mind. Then Ishvara is called Hiranyagarbha. Ishvara's upadhi is the physical universe, the vast universe. Ishvara is called Virat. And our upadhi, ignorance, deep sleep, blank, nothing. Our upadhi, mind, one mind. Go to school, learn something, forget. Learning and forgetting almost same day. And our upadhi, physical body. Subject to illness, stress, aging, disease, takes so much high maintenance, low yield. This is our upadhi. Our causal body, subtle body, physical body. And Ishvara's causal body, Maya. Ishvara's subtle body, cosmic mind. Ishvara's physical body, universe. We cannot even conceive of such a thing. It's incredible, beyond our conception, beyond the mightiest of the mighty. That's why Arjuna asked in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, I believe what you have said, O Krishna, that you are God. You're an incarnation of God. But can I see it? What does he want to see? Because he can see Krishna. So what does he want to see? He wants to see Krishna with the upadhi of Ishvara. Not with this upadhi of one coward boy. With the upadhi of Ishvara. Consciousness with the upadhi of Ishvara. And then Krishna says, alright. And he showed him. And boy, did he show him. That's the 11th chapter. And it didn't do Arjuna much good. What was the result of that showing? Arjuna was terrified out of his wits. And they have made a movie now, Oppenheimer movie. I think they have quoted those scenes. So Oppenheimer quoted one of those verses when he saw the first explosion of the atom bomb. Kalo Asmi, I am come time, the destroyer of worlds. But there are such verses, 11 chapters full of such awesome poetry. What did Arjuna see actually? One of the commentators, he points out, what Arjuna saw was we see the universe through our lifetimes in slices. Right now you are seeing a slice of the universe. This place, these people, this much space and time. That's all. But suppose you were able to see. So when Krishna shows the Vishwarupa and then turns and looks at Arjuna, what is Arjuna seeing? He is literally seeing, imagine, not just 10 people, 100 people. When people stare at you, like you are all staring at me, and that is the cause of stage fright. People say, why do you get scared when you're speaking to an audience? Because they're all staring at you. And one answer from a psychologist is, in the animal kingdom, staring is a sign of aggression. So, if the animal brain interprets it as aggression, as threat. So that's why, like a dog is lying there. If it's not a known dog, not your dog, you go and sit and look at it. After some time it will look up at you. Either it will wag its tail or it will growl at you, or it run away. If you continuously stare at it, it will either growl at you or it will run away. Flight or fight. Flight or fight reaction. That's the reaction to threat. Either we want to run away from it or you become tense. Exactly the same thing happens to the speaker on the stage. When you have 100 people staring at you, now you know they want to listen to you, but your animal brain doesn't know that. It reacts with fright. That's why people get scared when they're faced with an audience. Now imagine 100. The biggest audience I've faced was around 14,000 in Belur Math once. 14,000 people. But 14,000, nothing. Even that was not the toughest audience I've faced. The toughest audience I faced was in a monks' conference, where I was a young monk asked to speak before 300 Maharajas, 400 monks. All my seniors, all senior Swami, most of them, sitting and watching me. I was like a little kid. Anyway, now imagine not 14,000 people, but all 7 billion people at the same time, and all those billions who have ever lived, and all those billions who are ever going to come, and all the billions of animals, sentient beings, all kinds of animals, and higher gods and the lower demons, all billions and trillions of them, all collected into one being. And then it turns and looks at you. How will you feel? Arjuna, it tries to express it. One sun you will see in the sky, it's blinding. He says, when I look at you, it's like 1,000 suns rising in the sky at once. The radiance of 1,000 suns put together in one flash, it's risen in the sky. Arjuna says, every hair on my head on my body standing on its end. My hands and feet have turned cold, they are shaking. The earth shakes with every step of yours. It turns, not only turns, it takes a step towards you. That awesome giant. What will you feel? So that is the upadhi of Ishvara. That's what Arjuna saw. Now, when you dismiss the upadhis, not yellow, not red, not emperor, not beggar, same actor, not yellow, not red, same water, not Ishvara upadhi, amazing, not Jiva's upadhi, pitiful, remove them. What are you left with? Existence, consciousness, bliss, Satchidananda. That is called Aikyam. Vidyad Aikyam Mahavakya. And how will you know this? Through Mahavakya. When you have done this process of pounding, you are ready. Now you go. Your Guru gives you a Mahavakya. That's what happens in the sannyasa ceremony. Many things happen. Some of them are secret. So secret that there is this tradition. There are certain mantras which are kept absolutely secret because the tradition is if you hear that, you have to become a monk immediately. You have to give up everything and walk away. So don't worry, I'm not going to chant that. It will create chaos in the world. But the Mahavakya is well known. The Guru will give you a Mahavakya. So Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. You are now ready. You have done the pounding. You know that you are witness consciousness. You are the Sakshi, witness consciousness. This witness consciousness itself is the unlimited Brahman. When you are told this, then you see, all right. Through this body-mind upadhi, I am Sarvapriyananda. Through the cosmic upadhi, I am Ishvara. In reality, I am Satchidananda. That's it. That is liberation. That is non-dual realization. That's the highest final teaching. You feel one with the entire universe. Through this body and mind, I feel one with this body. But through all bodies and minds, I know, I don't feel it, but I know that I am one with the entire universe. Vidyadaikyam, realize the identity, Mahavakya, by the Mahavakya. What identity? Jivatma Paramatmanaha. Jivatma, sentient, individual sentient being. Paramatma, Ishvara, Bhagavan. O Arjuna, realize your identity with Krishna. And Krishna himself says, this is the bodies are the fields. In each body is a knower of the field. Who? You. In that, each one. But how many knowers of the field are there? Krishna says something dramatic then. There is only one knower of the field, one consciousness. And I am that consciousness in everybody. That is the identity. Number 30. Avidyakam shariradi, avidyakam shariradi, drishyam budbudvat aksharam, drishyam budbudvat aksharam, etad vilakshanam vidyad, etad vilakshanam vidyad. Aham brahmeti nirmalam, aham brahmeti nirmalam. What gives you the right to dismiss the body, this body, mind? What gives you the, how can you say neti, neti, not this, not this? On what grounds? If it's really an emperor and really a beggar, could you say the emperor is the beggar? No. You can dismiss the emperor identity and the beggar identity because you know both are acts. Both are acting. The actor is behind both. Only in that case you can dismiss it. If it's really an emperor and really a beggar, you can't say the emperor is the beggar. So it's not really an emperor and not really a beggar. There is a deeper reality beyond God, which is Satchidananda. He says these upadhis can be dismissed because they are impermanent and false. Avidyakam shariradi drishyam budbudavat aksharam. This like bubbles. Budbudavat ksharam. Budbudavat ksharam. They are evanescent like bubbles. The Buddha said, what is this universe? It's, he says, it's like a flash of lightning in the dark, a flash of lightning, a phantom in the dark, a bubble on a fast flowing stream. That's what this samsara is. That's what these bodies are, even minds are. So they are transient, anityam, anityam, impermanent, impermanent. Indeed, all this is impermanent. Not only impermanent, kshanikam, kshanikam, momentary, moment to moment, this world is perishing. Not only impermanent and momentary, shunyam, shunyam, sarvam shunyam, empty, empty. Indeed, all this is empty. So, not only these are impermanent. I know the body is impermanent. Doesn't matter. If it lasts 100 years, good enough for me. I mean, a cookie, for example, it's impermanent. Who wants a permanent cookie? Impermanent. It will last for a few seconds. That's it. That's good enough for me. This is not only impermanent, Avidyakam. It is born of ignorance. Anything born of ignorance must be false. The snake on the rope is born of ignorance, false. The blue color in the sky is born of ignorance, false. It looks like that. Sun rising in the east and setting in the west, born of ignorance, false. Body, mind, drishyam, everything that's an object of experience is false. Look at the chutzpah. This is a Jewish word, chutzpah. Chutzpah of Vedanta. How do we say something is real? This glass is real, this flower is real, this body is real. Why? Because you say, I experience it, I see it, therefore it's real. Advaita Vedanta says, you see it, therefore it's false. Drishyam, object of experience, must be false. So why ever? Are you crazy? It's real because I see it. Advaita Vedanta says it's false because you see it. Why? A little bit of investigation will show you that. False because I see it means, if you see an object, what does it mean? It's appearing in your consciousness. Does it have any existence apart from your consciousness? You say, no, it exists other than my consciousness, like Bill Conrad said. But then I proved to him, whether you know it or you do not know it, whether you are in the room or outside the room, as known room or unknown room, it exists in consciousness. If it exists in consciousness, has no existence apart from consciousness, that's the very definition of falsity. Remember how we define falsity in common sense definition of falsity is a thing exists is not. See, this bottle is, in common sense we take it to be real. Why? Imagine two bottles, one here and one, close your eyes and imagine a bottle. Here is a bottle I imagine. This is real, that's imaginary. Why? Because this really exists whether I imagine it or not. It's public, everybody can experience it, and it exists regardless of my intervention or my knowledge. But my imagination is supported only by my imagination. It has no use, no public existence, no practical utility. It's just in my mind. That's false. This is real. This is the distinction we make. But according to Vedanta, just as that is appearing in your mind, this is also appearing in consciousness. Where is the proof of this existing outside consciousness? There is a proof of existing outside your body, outside your mind, no doubt. But outside consciousness? Outside isness awareness? That's a common sense way of proving that things which appear are appearances by very definition. But there is a deeper method of proving this, that this is called adhyasa, superimposition. Suppose you say, no, this exists outside your consciousness, and your consciousness comes into contact with it and reveals it. That's a common sense way of looking at it. Now Advaita asks a question. How can consciousness come into contact with something other than consciousness? How can two entirely different realities come into contact at all? How will they interact? Physical things can interact with physical things. How can something non-material, non-physical like consciousness come into contact with this? So the only way these two can interact is that one of them must be dependent on the other, one of them must be an appearance in the other. And one thing I can say, consciousness is directly experienced by me first and foremost. I am aware. Then in my awareness this comes. So I must say this is an appearance in my awareness. This is called adhyasa. If it's an appearance, it cannot be real. Avidyakam, he says, born of ignorance, born of maya. The Vikshepa Shakti, projecting power of Ishvara, that has projected this in consciousness. By the way, this does not do any violence to science. This is at a metaphysical level. Science will continue to work with objects as it has always been working. This is one of the beauties. If Advaita at any point contradicted mainstream established science today, I would be very doubtful about Advaita. But one of the beauties of Advaita is it doesn't contradict. Alright. Etad vilakshanam vidyat aham brahmeti nirmalam. Other than this, underlying this is one existence consciousness bliss, underlying the entire universe, Brahma, existence consciousness bliss, nirmalam, pure. It's not a Brahman which is affected by karma. It's not a Brahman which undergoes change. Not a Brahman affected by impurities. Not a Brahman which is affected by anything other than Brahman, because there is nothing other than Brahman. So it's pure. And such a Brahman, aham brahmeti, I am that Brahman. I who? Only Shankaracharya? No. You and I and everybody else. In fact, the person who is not the least bit interested in Vedanta, that person is also fully Brahman right now. And we who are interested in Vedanta, we are Brahman right now. And the enlightened one also is Brahman right now. The only difference is the enlightened one knows it and gets the benefits from it. We believe it, we are struggling to understand it, we don't yet get the benefit from it. Or maybe a little bit of benefit we get from it. And the one who is not interested at all is also Brahman, but is trapped in samsara. Now, done. I am going to move on to Vedantic meditation. So, you might say, I'll move on to verse number 34. Verse number 34. You might say at this point, weren't you very critical of meditation just in the last? You were finding faults with yogic meditation. That's different and this is different. Yogic meditation has its place. In Advaita, classical Advaita Vedanta also, yogic meditation has its place. Without that, remember, the matrix of sadhana. Without that, the focus of mind, the calmness of mind will not come. And without the calmness of mind, without the focus of mind, this will not work. It won't take. It will just be undigested stuff. But once one gets an inkling of what one is talking about, one's nature as existence consciousness bliss, witness consciousness, in which because of upadhis all these experiences are happening. One gets that. Next, one has to become familiar with it. One has to, 3 words which I liked. I shared it with you, I think. Somebody said familiarization. So familiarization is nothing, you're not going to realize anything new. Already you have understood it. Now you become familiar with it. As we have become familiar with our individual identity as this body mind. I'm quite familiar with Sarvapriyananda identity. Though how interesting it is. Just 20 years back, I didn't have this name. I was given this name by my sannyasa guru, Swami Ranganathanandaji, when I became a monk. As a newly minted monk, the morning after the monastic vows ceremony, the President Maharaj Ranganathanandaji, he gave me the name, from now on you are known as Sarvapriyananda. And so we have a system of drilling it into you. Once you become a monk and you're given a name, Sarvapriyananda, next you have to do is go and bow down to all the monks, senior monks. Senior monks means every sannyasi is a senior now. Because this is the first day as a sannyasi. So to all the sannyasis you have to bow down and say, my name, I got sannyasa, my name is, I've taken sannyasa, my name is Sarvapriyananda. And all your juniors, that is the novices, the brahmacharis, the novice monks, they will all come and bow down to you and ask, what's your name? And you have to tell them, my name is Sarvapriyananda. So by the end of the day, and by the way, before that you have been fasting for 2.5 days, including 1 day without water, let alone any food. I remember we would, there was a place where we would stay, the new monks who are going to be monks that early morning, next morning. And the main monastery is regulated by bells. This is the bell for breakfast, this is the bell for lunch, this is the bell for dinner. And we are like Pavlov's dogs. So conditioned, the moment the bell rings, we start running for food. So the bell rings, and I remember I and some other of the monks who were relaxing. So we don't, at that time we don't have beds, chairs, tables, nothing. You lie down on a mat on the floor for those few days. So we jumped up from the mat, we were about to race to the dining hall, and suddenly we realized, oh, not for us. We are not allowed. And so in that condition, you go around telling 200, 300, 400 monks and brahmacharis. In one day, you repeat your name, new name 400, 500 times, 400 times, 300, 400 times. So by the end of the day, you are Sarvapriyananda. Now anybody calls me Sarvapriyananda? Yes. See, it's a assumed identity, and that has become so natural. This is your real identity, always available to you as awareness. When are you not awareness? So your identity as awareness, see, I am awareness and I exist. This, you don't need Vedanta to tell you that. What Vedanta has told you is this. This existence awareness which you are is an unlimited existence awareness. It's not limited in time, it's not limited in space, it's not limited by object, it's one and non-dual existence awareness. That's what Vedanta has told us. This new identity, now you need to repeat it 300, 400 times to become familiar with it. It should be much easier than the Sarvapriyananda identity. So that familiarization, that the Vedantic meditation does. It has a special name, Nididhyasana. Once you have studied the text Atma Bodha carefully, once you have reasoned it through, you have answered every one of your questions, and you can answer every one of anybody else's questions. I remember when I was studying Vedanta, initially as a brahmachari, one day our master, senior Swami, we were walking towards Belur Math after the class. And in front of the gate of Belur Math, I tentatively asked, Swami, I have a question, may I ask? I thought he might be offended. And he looked at me and he said, ask any question that you want. Better brains than yours have asked questions about Advaita for thousands of years and have received satisfactory answers. So don't think by your question the edifice of Advaita is going to start crumbling down. Ask any question you want. So, you have asked every possible question, and any possible question that comes to you, you are able to give some answer, at least to your own satisfaction. And then that is manana, that part is over. Now what have you got? Shravana, I know the teaching. Manana, I understand it. So what you have got now is clarity. Finally, what you need to do is stay with that clarity in meditation, Vedantic meditation. Another way of looking at it, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, another way of looking at it. First question is, what is the teaching? I have a doubt about what these books say. That doubt is removed by Shravana, hearing, studying. Doubt about the teaching is removed by Shravana. What is the content of these teachings? Removed by Shravana. By hearing, by studying, by listening to lectures, it's done. Second doubt will be that it's called asambhavana. I now know the teaching and I think it's impossible. It's crazy. How can I be Brahman? I have 100 different questions. Those questions, doubts about the teaching. You know the teaching, but the doubt is I don't get it. There's a difference between reading the book and understanding it. So I'm saying I have read the book, I can tell you what the book says, but I really don't get it. That I really don't get it, all sorts of questions are answered. Asambhavana is the impossibility, doubt. And that is removed by reasoning. Question answer. There are many books which will help us, the teacher will help us, other students will help us, and most of all, my own thinking will help me. Finally, one more problem will remain. Now what happens? I know the teaching, I have understood it, but it still doesn't feel living to me. I still react to life just as I used to earlier. Because remember, the original promise was Ananda Prapti Dukkha Nivritti. I will get limitless fulfillment and all my sorrows will be transcended. That I have not got yet. So that Vedantic meditation for assimilation of the teaching, for familiarization with what you have already got, or another word I used was marination. What you have already got, what is very clear, please give it some time to sink in. That is Vedantic meditation. When we do this, you can actually do it as I chant the verse and explain. You can close your eyes, listen and follow carefully. What you have to do is, remember Drigdrishya Viveka, the flower, then attention to the eyes, then attention to the mind, and then I am the witness of the mind. Go back there and check with this, whatever the words are used, check with them. Is it true? You will check, and each one will show you, will reveal to you the nature of the Atman, what you are. Stay with it. Many beautiful verses are given, about I think seven verses. Vedantic meditation, we'll do one or two. Number 34. This will, however, not work if you have not done the pounding done earlier. If you jump straight to the Vedantic meditation, it won't make sense. It will be very nice poetry, that's all. Number 34, you can repeat after me. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo, nirguno nishkriyo nityo, nirvikalpo niranjanaha, nirvikalpo niranjanaha, nirvikaro nirakaro, nirvikaro nirakaro, nityamuptosmi nirmalaha, nityamuptosmi nirmalaha. I am without attributes and action, eternal and pure, free from stain and desire, changeless and formless, and always free. See, when you suddenly read this, this sounds like some kind of positive affirmation. It's not at all that. It's something much more profound. It's like saying, I am Sarvapriyananda, I am sitting on a chair, I am a man. All these are facts about me. I'm just noticing them. Exactly like that, you have to notice these things about the witness consciousness which you are. We will see now. You can sit relaxed on the chair, not rigid, but not bent over also. Whatever is comfortable to you. And during the meditation, if you want to move a little, if there is an itch or a cough, don't fight it. The main thing is to be relaxed and attentive. Don't chant, I will chant and I will slowly point out, keep pointing out. Nirguno niraka, nirguno nishkriyo nityo, nirvikalpo niranjanaha. Nirguna. You relaxed, listening to the voice. Nirguna means without attributes. The actual metaphysical meaning is guna means the sattva, rajas, tamas, which comprises maya. So nirguna means beyond maya. That's why it's called nirguna Brahman. But more practically for us, guna means attributes. Attributes. My attribute is that I am skinny, or I am old and wrinkled. I am old and wrinkled. Upon me, I am imposing the qualities old, wrinkled. Now I notice that there is an upadhi, the body. I am awareness in which the body has appeared. And the quality of being wrinkled belongs to the skin of the body, not to me. Consciousness cannot be wrinkled. The quality of being old belongs to this body which has appeared in me, the consciousness. Remember the admonishment of that old monk. Whatever belongs to where, do not misplace things, keep things where they belong. So, जो जहाँ का है महात्मा जी उसको वहीं रहने दो. Wrinkle belongs to skin. Old age belongs to body. Just like the yellow color appearing in the water, that there is no yellow in the water, there is no old age, no wrinkling in me, the consciousness. Restless mind, I am restless, I am unhappy. Notice there is an upadhi called mind. Notice the upadhi. And notice then, restless, unhappy, these are attributes, guna of the mind. Because of the presence of the mind, the restlessness seems to appear in me, the consciousness. Because of the presence of the mind's unhappiness appears in me, the consciousness. Just like because of the presence of the yellow flower, the yellowness of the flower seems to appear in the colorless water. I am not unhappy. Mind is unhappy. I am not restless. Mind is restless. I am the witness of the body and its attributes. As a fact, that is so. I am the witness of the mind and its ever-changing multiple attributes. I am without any attribute whatsoever. Nirguna. Notice, it's a fact, not a theory. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo nirvikalpo niranjanaha. Nishkriyo. Walking, talking, running. These are activities of the body, not of consciousness. Consciousness does not walk, talk, run or jump around. Because of the upadhi of the body, walking, talking, running appears in me, the consciousness, but they are really not in me. They are in the body, and even the body is an appearance in me. They are born of ignorance, avidyakam. They are temporary, I am eternal. They are unreal appearances, I am the reality. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo. I am eternal. Everything, all the drishya, all objects are continuously under change. I am the unchanging observer, illuminer of all of them. Nirvikalpa, without any division. Here is the seer, one who is seeing with the help of the eyes, seeing the world. The world is the seen, eyes are the instrument of seeing, and I am the seer. All three are appearing in me, the consciousness. Because of me, the mind gets consciousness. And because of the activity of the mind and the senses, there is seer arises, or I feel that I am a seer. But I am neither a seer, nor the instrument of seeing, nor the object which is seen. They are all appearances in me. Because of their presence, like upadhis, I feel I am the seer, but I am not actually the seer. The division of seer, instrument of seeing, and object seen, pramata, pramana, prameya, these divisions are not in me, they appear in me. Nirvikalpa. The division of doer, the actions of doing, and the instruments of doing, they appear in me. I am neither the doer, nor the instruments of action, nor the action done. Brahmarpanam brahmavi brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmevate nagantavyam brahma karma samadhina. In all actions, the instrument of action, the person doing the action, for whom the action is done, they are all appearances in one limitless consciousness. The one who sees in the midst of action, one who sees undivided consciousness, that one attains Brahman. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo nirvikalpo niranjanaha. Stainless, beyond name and form. I am untainted by karma. All the bad karma and the guilt of the bad karma, not in me. I am not the doer of that bad karma, nor will it affect me. They appear and disappear in me. I am not affected. All the good done by me and all the merit coming out of it, punya, and all the happiness generated by that, I am not the doer of those deeds, nor am I the enjoyer of the results. They appear and disappear in me. I am Niranjana, stainless, ever free of karma. Nirvikara, changeless I am. The mind continuously changes. The body changes from birth to babyhood to childhood to youth to middle age, old age and death. I am free of the sixfold changes. I am consciousness. The mind changes from moment to moment. Feelings are changing, memory is changing, thoughts and ideas are changing, my knowledge is changing. Waking, dreaming and deep sleep are coming and going continuously. I am the unaffected observer of all of them. I illumine all of them. I am Sakshi. Nirakara, formless I am. Body has a form. Even thoughts and feelings have certain form. I am the witness of them. I am the pure subject. Only objects have form. Drishya. I have no form. Nitya Mukta. Hence I am free. Not that I am set free from samsara. I always was free. I continue to be free. And I always will be free. Nitya Mukto Asmi. Nirmalaha, the pure. Gently open your eyes. Number 35. Another meditation. How much absorption is possible? Little bit of meditation. Todapuri taught Sri Ramakrishna 3 days. Todapuri went and sat outside waiting that when will he call me. 3 days passed without Sri Ramakrishna calling. 72 hours absorbed in meditation. Number 35. Aham akashavat sarvam. Aham akashavat sarvam. Bahirantargatochyutah. Bahirantargatochyutah. Sada sarva samasiddho. Sada sarva samasiddho. Nissango nirmalo chalaha. Nissango nirmalo chalaha. I feel all things inside and out like the sky, changeless and same in all. I am pure, unattached, stainless and immutable. Each of these things one must notice. First settle yourself in the Sakshi. I am the witness consciousness. Then each one of them notice. Akashavat. Aham akashavat sarvam. I am like the sky. Vast and all comprehending. Sky is the example here. Look at the sky. It gives space to everything. It resists nothing. And we are all here because of space as physical bodies. This ashram is here. Canada is here. The earth is here. The solar system and galaxies and every entity in the universe is here because of space. Space includes everything and is beyond everything also. After you put everything in the universe in space, space is much vaster than all of that. Similarly, I am the limitless consciousness. I resist nothing. Everything that happens in life is made possible because of me. I give space to it. I am open to it. Everything, every event, every person, every behavior, every thought, every word, every waking, dreaming, deep sleep, every possible kind of person, every possible kind of action, every possible kind of mind, all of these, I totally resistlessly, openly, I am spacious and open to all of it, like the sky. But the sky is not affected by anything. And so, all of these, birth and death, riches and poverty, humiliation and adoration, success and failure, they come and go. I am unscathed. It doesn't touch me. Akashavat sarvam. Bahirantargato, inside and outside. The entire external universe is in me, the vast space of consciousness. The entire internal universe of thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas is in me, the limitless consciousness. Sky of consciousness, Chidakasha. I am not a body, I am not a mind, I am not even a person. I am the limitless sky of consciousness, Chidakasha. Sada, I am eternal at all times. Sarva, in every place and in every being, no time, no place and no being is apart from me. They are all within me. They all appear in me. I lend them existence, I lend them light. Sama, for me, because I alone appear as all beings. They are all same to me. No one is greater to me, no one is lesser to me, because I am the same reality in all of them. So-called success, so-called failure are same to me. Sri Ramakrishna said, Taka mati, mati taka. Money, they are one and the same. The same consciousness appears as both, equally valuable, equally valueless. Siddhaha. The one thing that is established beyond sadhaka, sadhana, sadhya. See, spiritual practices, they are called sadhana, spiritual practice, meditation, devotion, tantra, mantra, all rituals, they're all sadhana. Why am I doing all that? Because I have a goal. The goal is called sadhya, the thing to be accomplished, sadhya. And when I practice these things in order to accomplish something, I am called sadhaka, the practitioner. But in reality, I am not a practitioner, nor do I do spiritual practices, nor is there a goal for me to achieve. Then what am I? Siddha. I am ever established. That's why Shankaracharya sings, Na dharmo na chartho na kamo na moksha chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Do I seek pleasure? What is that pleasure? Just a name and form, an appearance in me. Do I seek money? What is that money? It's an appearance in me, the consciousness. Do I seek dharma, good deeds, moral life? What is that? It's an appearance in me, in consciousness. Do I seek moksha? What will I seek moksha from? I am always free. Therefore, they are all the same to me. Siddhaha. Nissangaha. I am not attached to anything, anyone, any event in life. Practice this as a philosophy of life. Nothing is attached to me, nor am I attached to anything. Everything flows and I am happy to let it flow. I am not attached to this people. People come and go in life. I am not attached to money. It gains and loses in value. I am not attached to fame. It is fickle. I am not attached to this body. It ages, changes and dies, unstoppably so. I am not even attached to minds, nor even my most precious Vedantic ideas. They are appearances and thoughts in the mind. I am the ever-established consciousness. Nissangaha. They come and go, they leave no mark upon me, like birds flying through the sky, trackless. They do not leave tracks in the sky. I am the vast sky. Nissangaha. Achyutaha. I never lose my status as the limitless existence consciousness bliss. People become famous and then they lose their status. That is called Chyutihi, loss of status. People become wealthy and then they become poor again. People become powerful and they are voted out of power. Knowledge is gained, knowledge is lost. As old age comes, memory fails, knowledge is lost. Strength is lost, talents are lost. That is called Chyutihi, but I am Achyutaha, ever the same. My glorious status is never lost. Achalaha, Nirmalo Achalaha, ever pure, never moving. I am the rock upon which the ages are built. I am the rock upon which universes appear and disappear. I'll read one more. You can chant after me, number 36. Nitya Shuddha Vimuktaikam, Nitya Shuddha Vimuktaikam, Akhandanandam Advayam, Akhandanandam Advayam, Sat Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yat. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yat. Param Brahmahameva Tat. Param Brahmahameva Tat. I am verily that supreme Brahman, which is eternal, stainless and free, which is one, indivisible and non-dual, and which is of the nature of bliss, truth, knowledge and infinity. This is an amazing, amazing verse. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yat Param Brahma Eva Aham Tat. Nitya, eternal, pure, Shuddha, Vimukta, ever free. Not just now freed from samsara. After self-knowledge, now I become free. No, I realize I was ever free. Ekam, one, there is no second reality, though it appears to be second. Akhandam, there is no division within myself or outside. Anandam Advayam, and this non-dual bliss. This phrase itself will take at least one class to explain. There are phrases in this which have taken me 3 full classes, 1.5 hours each to explain. So this is a wonderful subject for meditation. This is drawn from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yat Param Brahmahameva Tat. Good. So this is familiarization, marination, assimilation of what? The product of the pounding, that I am the witness consciousness. Before we go into Q&A, let me also say, go back to first principles at the beginning. This is the highest, final and greatest of all teachings. But because it's highest, final and greatest, it comes with caution. Buyer beware. Never neglect your other practices. Oh, I have found I am Brahman. This is amazing. Then why do it? Why go to temples and repeat some mantras and do a little puja and chores, karma yoga? So many people are working, cleaning up stuff, providing the food and setting things up. All that's for lower beginners. I am very advanced. I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. Never do such a thing. That is very harmful. See, what will happen is, life will teach us. So if I think I am already, there is saying in Hindi, Paunche huye, those who have reached, attained. I haven't attained. Then life will give me such kicks and blows, I will realize very soon that no matter what I say to others, I am suffering internally. So never neglect spiritual practices. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga and dhyana, regular meditation, devotional practices and selfless service. Above all, moral life, ethical life. When are we immoral? When are we unethical? Only when we are strictly dualistic. I am this little body, parichinna. I am this little person. Then I cannot resist my likes and dislikes. Out of sheer dislike, I say nasty words to somebody. But if I am that limitless being, that being and this being are both appearances in me, why should I say nasty words to whom will I say? Whom to praise, whom to criticize? When praiser praised, blamer blamed are but one. Vivekananda. So that's one thing. Never neglect your spiritual practices. I remember one gentleman I met in Gangotri. I was staying in a cottage and practicing my spiritual practices. And I used to always read Ashtavakra Sanghita. And there's another gentleman in another cottage next door. He was not a monk. He was a retired gentleman who had come from, there's a place in India called Dehradun. So he had come from there to the mountains. And he was very excited about the Ashtavakra. He came, said, "Oh Swami, you're reading this. Isn't it amazing? My Guru, he never told me about this." What did my Guru? He does all sorts of nonsense, watering the tulsi plant and feeding the cows and in chanting the Gita and all sorts of. Oh, what is the real? Here, he said, "Ye asli baat to idhar hai. This is the real thing." Now, what? He never told me about it. I said, "Where did you get this book?" He said, "From my Guru." Do you think he has read it? Sure, he has read it. And do you think he has understood it at least as much as you have understood? I said, "I guess so." After all that, he is watering the tulsi plant and feeding the cows and chanting Gita. I know his Guru, I met his Guru. Very austere, very wonderful monk. Extremely austere person. And he is doing all the regular ritualistic practices which ordinary Hindus do. He is doing that? Yes, he is doing. Then think about it, why? So his enthusiasm was a little, I poured water on his head. Another thing, do not be arrogant and argumentative. Because there is a saying among the monks there, intellect. He says, there is a word tarka. Tarka means argumentation. The opposite of that in Hindi, kartana means scissors. So tarka kartan hai. That means argumentation is like a scissor. A scissor, you must know what to cut and what not to cut. Just because like a kid who has been given a scissor starts cutting the curtains and will soon come and mother will give a smack. So if you have got this, so this is very powerful and very difficult. If you have understood it once, very difficult to refute. I haven't found any clear refutation. People may not be convinced by this, but they cannot refute it. And it can be used with devastating effect to cut down other belief systems. Once I was talking to another young scientist, and he was very enthusiastic about Advaita. He said, compared to Advaita Swami, what to speak of other religions? Even science is a superstition, he said. In one sense, it's true. So such a powerful thing, but don't use it in that way to create havoc and damage. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, "Bhav nashto korte nahi." One Advaita teacher, he was telling, this is the wrong thing to do, one should not do it. He said, they're saying, see all these, ye sab to manyata hai, these are all people who are following belief systems, so they have just accepted it. The real thing, our Upanishads, Gita, they teach us to understand it, to realize it, not to believe something. No, that's very harmful. The real Advaitic attitude is, I heard from a monk, there are only two paths in spiritual life. Either you know it or you believe it. Both will work. Do hi raste hain Mahatma ji, tum jano ya mano. This is the path of knowing it. But if one cannot, if one is not inclined this way or one does not get it, if one just believes it, is it wrong? Not at all. So many people throughout the centuries have believed in devotional paths, in dualistic paths, and they have become great saints, much better than many Advaitins who talk by the Swami Vivekananda said, 1 ounce of practice is worth 20 tons of tall talk. So, do not cut down others. Do not also mistake understanding for enlightenment. Then how will I know when I am enlightened? When my own suffering is at an end and I find deep, lasting fulfillment. Then I can check myself. If I have still complaints, if I have still suffering within myself, then not yet. I have some way to go. What Tibetan Lama put it this way, cautions. He said, you and your Guru are the same. It is true. Once you realize this non-duality. They also have it in what is called Dzogchen Buddhism. Once you realize this, you will realize you and my Guru, I and my Guru are the same. You and your Guru are the same. It is true. Never fail to show respect to the Guru. What is in the forest is in the city. It is true. but never fail to take an opportunity to go to the forest retreat. With eyes open and eyes closed, same reality. It is true, but never miss your meditation. Like this, I think 7-8 warnings he gave. So this is caution, because this is very powerful. It's like a very sharp knife, and don't cut yourself. It's meant for cutting ignorance, the darkness of ignorance, sorrow, suffering, and freeing yourself from it. Good. Let me do a peace chant, and I will do one at the end, a few questions. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Oh, just by the way, I wanted to read the last verse. It's not done. You should not skip over anything. I would urge you all to go and read through the rest. There is nothing anymore here that you will not understand. But the last verse, because it shows us freedom, the conclusion of the verse. So, I'll just read and translate without giving commentaries. But it's very beautiful. 67, 68, 68 verses. We are sort of halfway through the book. But the rest of it is pretty easy. Rest of it, he will give you more and more techniques of meditation. Then he will give you the results of this knowledge, which is freedom. That's it. 67 and 68. Hridakashodito hyatma Hridakashodito hyatma Bodhabhanustamoparit Bodhabhanustamoparit Sarvavyapi Sarvavyapi Sarvadhari Sarvavyapi Sarvadhari Bhati bhasayate khilam Bhati bhasayate khilam. Atman, which is the sun of knowledge, arises in the firmament of the heart and destroys the darkness. The pervader of all and the sustainer of all, it illumines all and also itself. So this is the moment of realization. What happens? Very poetically, Hridakashe, in the sky of the heart. What is meant by the sky of the heart? Here heart means, Shankaracharya says, Buddhi Guhayam, in the mind, in your understanding, this arises. Ramana Maharshi goes further. For him, heart means the Atman itself. The Atman is revealed in the Atman itself. Hridakashe. So imagine the heart as a sky. And the sky, what happens? Atma, the self, your real nature. Bodha bhanu tamo apahrit. It arises as a sun. Now technically here you might point this out, that the Atman arises means it's always shining. It's only that the ignorance is removed by the vritti, Brahmakara vritti. Then the ignorance is removed and you find the always shining sun of the Atman in the sky of your heart. That's the poetry. Sarva Vyapi, all pervading. Sarvadhar, all pervading. How can it be all pervading? You just said it's coming in my heart. But Sarvadhara, it is the ground of this illusion of this universe. Just as every bit of the snake is pervaded by the rope, just as every bit of the mirage is pervaded by the desert, just as every bit of your dream world is pervaded by you, the dreaming mind, similarly, every bit of this universe is pervaded by existence, consciousness, bliss, which is Atman. Bhati, it shines. It shines by itself. You don't need anything else. You don't need a flashlight to locate the Atman. You don't need the mind to locate the Atman. You don't Nothing. You don't need to illumine the Atman. Atman is self-illumined. Even Vedanta, you don't need to illumine the Atman. Atman is, you will realize that upon enlightenment. Then what does Vedanta do? It illumines the ignorance that the Atman is not shining. What do we feel? I am body, I am mind, that's very clear. Even if you tell me I am not body, mind, alright, I understand. But this limitless existence, consciousness, bliss, it's not clear. Where? For the enlightened person, effortlessly clear, all the time, unmistakable. Nisargadatta Maharaj, who was a great, that book is there, many people read, I am that. I am that. But that actually is a translation from original Marathi. So once he was asked in Mumbai, so you as a Brahmagyani, you are always experiencing Brahman? He said, yes. So what is it like? I mean, is it like a presence, some kind of light? The world is there and there is some kind of presence. He said, no, not at all. At that time, he said, look at the sky. There was sun in the sky. And at that time, there was the moon on the other horizon. Sometimes you see that. You can see the moon on the other horizon. He said, for me, for the enlightened one, Brahman is like that blazing sun in the sky. And what you call the world is like the faint moon on the horizon. All the time. Yeah. The enlightened one is never mistaken or confused about Brahman. It will have to make some effort to locate the world. Where did it go? So, Bhasa, it shines and it illumines everything. Everything in the world is also illumined by it. That shining, everything it shines. So this is the realization. Then 68, freedom. Digdesha kaladyanapekshya sarvagam. Digdesha kaladyanapekshya sarvagam. Shitadihrinnitya sukham niranjanam. Shitadihrinnitya sukham niranjanam. Yasvatmatirtham bhajate vinishkriya. Yasvatmatirtham bhajate vinishkriya. Sa sarvavit sarvagato amrito bhavet. Sa sarvavit sarvagato amrito bhavet. So, Tirtha, he says Atma Tirtha, the Atman, the self, is now here compared to another example, final example Shankaracharya gives, is compared to Tirtha. Tirtha means a pilgrimage. You go to a holy place on a pilgrimage. So instead of going to holy rivers, holy temples, holy mountains, holy churches, you go to the Atman, your own self. Atma Tirtham, the one who resorts to the Atma Tirtham. Digdesha kaladyanapekshya sarvagam. Beautiful language. Transcending space and time. All pervading reality, always present in everything, all the time. What does it do for you? Shitadi rinnitya sukham. Shitadi rit. Cold. Especially in Calgary, that's very useful. It will remove all your cold. Cold, heat, hunger, thirst, poverty, disease, unhappiness, misery, all sorts of unhappiness, everything, all sorrows are removed. So is it like some very good heating system it will remove? No. It shows you the Atman, which is your nature, which is not affected by these appearances. Like saying, that knowledge which removes the yellow color in the water, even while it is appearing. Heat and cold, disease and death, they will come and go. It is nothing to you anymore. What about, so sorrow is gone. What about happiness? Nitya Sukham. Niranjanam, unalloyed bliss. All the time your heart will be filled. Not that all the time you will have a smiley face. That may come and go. That's at the level of the mind. But you know your nature is of the utmost bliss. Sasarvavit amrito bhavet. That knower, all knower. All knower means you know the Atman, and Atman is all in that sense. Not that you have memorized an encyclopedia. So, knower, all knowing one, the enlightened one, amrito bhavet, becomes immortal. Becomes immortal means realizes his immortal nature. As long as the body persists, that person, he or she, is called Jivan Mukta, liberated by living. That's the goal. And when that particular body dies, that one will be called Videha Mukta, liberated, bodiless liberation. But from that person's perspective, that enlightened one's perspective, neither Jivan Mukta nor Videha Mukta have any meaning. I am limitless existence consciousness. What are you going on with living body, body? Why are you so worried about the body? This is Jivan Mukta, liberated by living. Videha Mukta, liberated after death of the body. It's turning, pivoting on body. Is the body living or is the body dead? So that's an important thing for us, because we want to see the enlightened one living. It's no use to us if the body is gone. That person may be Brahman, but I want that Brahman to be present for me as the teacher, guru, and so on. But from the enlightened one's perspective, it makes no difference. So, let us do a few questions.
Swami. Sometimes in my name is Rohan from Calgary. Sometimes in my profession, I meet people who speak about their past life during the sessions. But it happens so sometimes that their existing faith or religion has no place for the reincarnation. So why is that, and how is one supposed to handle that? If you can help us out.
One means you don't have to handle it. Your religion has enough space for reincarnation. So I saw this cartoon once. An American guy is talking to an Indian guy, and the American guy says, "I'm a born again Christian," and the Hindu says, "I'm a born again and again and again and again Hindu." Yeah. So whose problem is it? So if your religion does not have space for, see, for some reasons that part was discarded. That the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, they talk about this particular life. Though there is enough evidence in the Old Testament, for example, that at one time the ancient Jews did believe in multiple lives. There are actual literal quotes from the Old Testament. The way I look at it is this. The whole point, there's a reason why the talk of past lives and future lives is shut out. Maybe to focus on this life, which is very important. You need to become spiritual in this life and become enlightened. That's good enough. But take it for granted. It's logical that we have existed in past and we are going to exist in the future. I have seen in this country, when in different occasions, there is a resistance to the idea of past lives and future lives. There are many people have resistance. They can't. Maybe it's because of the Christian background. That's why. I don't understand this objection. If you were a materialist like Christopher Hitchens or Daniel Dennett or something, and then said that I don't buy into all that of past lives and future lives, this body is all, then I can understand your objection. But if you're a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew and you believe in existence after death, You believe in existence after death. Then the idea of past lives and future lives is just an extension of that idea. If you do exist after death, and no religion can deny that. Without existence after death, you don't have religion at all. You can't have religion. One Jewish lady, she said, but in Judaism there is no life after death. There is no heaven, post-death existence. I said, lady, you are wrong. You go and ask your rabbi. I don't know the details of Jewish theology, but your rabbi will tell you. And then she came back and said, oh yes, there's plenty of discussion. It's just not an important part of Judaism, but there's a lot of discussion. Yeah. So, accept it that our life is eternal. Bodies may come and go. That's all. Oh, by the way, Advaitic take on it. Advaitic take is even more radical. There is no question of past lives and future lives. There is not even one question of one life also. So we had this monk in one of our monasteries in the Himalayas. So he had this bee in his bonnet about one life or many lives. And so he used to argue with the other monks in the ashram. The Abrahamic religions say that there is only one life, no past life or future lives. And Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, by the way, all the Indian religions without exception, no matter their enormous internal difference, but they accept this multiple lives without any controversy. So all the Indian religions believe in multiple lives, which is right. Ek janma, a punarjanma. One birth or many births. Now, the monks got bored of his arguments. So he took his arguments to another master who happened to be in ashram nearby. So he went there and asked the question, Mahatma ji, ek janma ya punarjanma? So that Swami answered him, जब जन्म ही नहीं महात्मा जी तब पुनर्जन्म काहे का? When there is not even one birth, you have not even born. Where is the question of another birth? आप मांडुक्य पढ़िए, go and read Mandukya. So that monk came back and told me, he was disgusted. He said, you can't argue with these non-dualists. Immediately they will go to Mandukya and say that Atman is unborn. There's no. So from an Advaitic perspective, even this birth, it's a birth of the body. You were not born. The first line of the Holy Quran, it says, Allah is not born and nothing is born of Allah. If you see it from an Advaitic perspective, it's highest Advaitic truth. The ultimate reality is not caused, it's not an effect, nor is it a cause of anything. And from that line itself, we can draw out the rest of the Advaitic conclusions. Anyway.
This will be the last question, Maharaj.
Pranam Maharaj, Paramita from Edmonton. My question might seem a little strange at the end of an Advaita lecture. After 2 days, I have been debating on this, and I can only think about it. Why the rigmarole? Why was the need for samsara, for all of this, for understanding Maya and coming to self-realization? If I think about it in Bengali, why the need?
Why the need is this. Right now, notice where we are. I'll first give you the practical answer to all this. Right now we are in trouble. We are in samsara. We are in suffering. We are seeking for fulfillment and overcoming suffering. That nobody can deny. Who here can deny that that they are seeking some kind of fulfillment, happiness, peace? Who can deny that I am not? Who can deny that I am trying to overcome suffering, mine or people around me. So this quest for overcoming suffering and attainment of fulfillment, we are unable to find any way out in the material world. So we look for a spiritual solution. That's the practical why. It's caused by our trouble or our problem. Now, if you're asking a theoretical question, why at all this is there? If we are Brahman, you're asking at the end of 6 lectures on Advaita Vedanta, so I am Brahman, then why all this? Why is all this appearing? Now I can give multiple answers. Let me start at a dualistic level. I will say, Ishwar ki leela hai, this is the play of God. This is the play of God. What can we do? God has created the world, God has created us and put us in this world. This is a divine play. Now one might object. When Sri Ramakrishna said this, there were 2 Mukherjee brothers in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you will find. They objected. Tar to leela, Ramra Mori. It's the leela, the play of God, but it's death for us. It's death for us. We are suffering so much. Sri Ramakrishna's answer to that was very instructive. It's the leela of God, the play of God, but death for us. Sri Ramakrishna said, and who are you? Atumi ke hai? You don't even know who you are. You think you are this individual being who is suffering, but you don't know who you are. That means he is pointing towards the Advaitic answer. If you discover who you are, self-knowledge, Atma Bodha. So what is the Advaitic answer to all this? What is the Advaitic answer to all this? The Advaitic answer is, why is all this appearing? Because of Maya. Because of Maya. Now you might ask, why Maya? Brahman is appearing as this universe because of Maya. Advaitic answer is not that all this has been created. This creation is not a real creation. It's an appearance, like a Broadway play or a Hollywood movie. But even then one might ask, why is there a play? Why is there a movie at all? Brahman could have remained just Brahman, that's it, Satchidananda. Why all this? Why this? Even if it's a movie, why at all is the movie there? That question one might ask. There, Gaudapada's answer is, Devasya esha swabhavayam. It is the very nature of that bright being, Brahman, to shine. So it shines in this way. If you are saying the sun is a hydrogen fusion reaction, then you ask, okay, let it be a fusion reaction, but why is it shining? Shining is because it's a fusion reaction. Another way of saying it's a fusion reaction is it shines and gives light and heat. So another way of saying Satchidananda is that it will manifest as. See, look at it this way. If it is Sat, existence, then it should appear as existing things. If it is Chit, then consciousness, it should appear as conscious experiences. If it is Ananda, fulfillment, it should appear as a quest for fulfillment. Practical advice which sadhus in Uttarakhand give to question like that. When you ask, why Maya? They will say, this is, I am quoting, माया को सिद्ध मत कीजिए महात्मा जी, माया को काटिए. Don't try to establish Maya. If you give a logical, coherent answer to this question, why Maya is there, then Maya becomes real. But Maya is not real. Real is only Brahman. Alright, all this apart, let me give Vivekananda's answer. Very logical answer. I haven't found a more logical answer than this. He says this, when you ask why all this, you ask that, what sort of answer will satisfy you? When you ask why, the answer begins with because. You are asking for a cause. Then you answer, I must give you a cause. Why is the grass wet? Because it rained. Why did it rain? Because of the clouds. Why are there clouds? Because of evaporation. Why is there evaporation? Because of the sun, and so on. Because you want a cause. But when you want a cause, you have already accepted causation. You accepted that there is a cause and an effect. That's why. You say, yeah, of course. But if you have accepted causation, causation is part of Maya. You have already accepted Maya. If you have accepted Maya, then Brahman will appear in these ways. Let me put it another way. Maya is time-space causation. That's another definition. Asking why Maya, give me a cause of causation. It's like asking what was there before time. But when you say before time, you have already accepted time. It's like asking what is there outside space. But when you are using language like outside, inside, you have already accepted space. Similarly, when you ask why Maya, you have already accepted causation. If you have accepted causation, then you have accepted Brahman is the cause, the world is the effect, and so forth. And if you ask why in this particular way, go to science, they will tell you why it happened this particular way. Now I will give you my theory. It's a very childish, simple theory, but its simplicity is its strength. The theory is this, that why is Brahman appearing as this universe? That's the question. What are the two logical possibilities before Brahman? Either it could appear as something or as nothing. But Brahman is doing both. During Srishti and Sthiti, it is appearing as this universe. During Pralaya, it is not appearing as anything. During your Jagrat and Swapna, waking and dream, it appears. You experience a world. During the Sushupti, you experience nothing. Both nothing and something are presented to you. Now why are you complaining? You want Brahman should not appear as anything. Good, in Pralaya does not appear as anything. In Sushupti does not appear as anything. But then you can complain, if Brahman is so great, so powerful, Satchidananda, it's not doing anything. What a useless Brahman. Then Brahman will say, okay, I will show you. I will create samsara and throw you in for 10,000 lives. Then you see. Then you will ask, oh, why are you doing all this? So these are multiple answers. But the real practical answer is, because of our suffering, we need this way out. Like the sadhu said in Uttarakhand, Maya ko siddh mat kijiye, Maya ko kaatiye Mahatma ji. Let's do one more question and then we'll end.
Pranam Maharaj is Satchidananda.
Yes.
It's related
Satchidananda is Brahman. His name is.
So it's related to question Rohan asked. So you all are here and we believe in rebirth and there will be rebirth.
Oh, just a minute. This question and his question, I remembered one thing. Vedanta, spirituality, can be presented without reference to rebirth also. After all, how did I start? What is the purpose of Vedanta? Atyantika dukkha nivritti paramananda prapti. There are two ways of presenting it. Moksha is freedom from the cycle of birth and rebirth. But suppose you dump the whole thing, this birth and rebirth thing. You can put it this way. You are saying that moksha is the solution to the problem of rebirth. It sounds like, see, I don't know my past lives. I really don't know if I will have future lives. I only know this present life. So are you giving me a solution to the problem which doesn't exist? So in the old Wild West, one guy was arrested and brought by the sheriff before the magistrate, the judge. What is he charged with? He is charged with selling cures to unreal disease, real cures to unreal diseases and unreal cures to real diseases. What is the real medicine for unreal sickness and unreal medicine for real sickness? That is his charge. So Advaita, is it like that? So you can present Advaita in another way, instead of birth and rebirth. Right now in this life, suffering is there and a quest for fulfillment is there. How will I overcome suffering here in this life and attain fulfillment here in this life? That's it. That's how you can take Advaita without any reference. So if I come from, say, an atheist background, I come from a Christian or Muslim or Jewish background, I'm not really interested in past lives and future lives, then you can take it in this way also. It's a much more elegant and streamlined approach. Yes.
I think you already answered.
But ask the question.
Still
State it, yes, for the record.
Yeah. So you believe in rebirth, just going back to the non-Advaitic state where it came from. And what, one of us is born Muslim and one Christian, and we know each other.
Nobody is born Muslim or Christian. We are all born human, and then we are given the samskara. Yes.
So we are lucky to be born human again, and that's actually first part of the question. And born in different families. Is this a possibility that we'll go through again those religions come back to Advaita?
No, don't worry about that, because all the religions are, this is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna's insight, all religions are true and they're valid paths for enlightenment and freedom. I love Advaita and I think it's, what's the phrase? It's the cat's whiskers. It's amazing. I feel that. But I also know realistically, it's not for everybody. Not everybody can understand it. And there are people who can understand it and still won't care for it. Some want a deeply devotional form of religion. Some want a mystical form of religion. Advaita is pretty cerebral, pretty austere, and actually pretty difficult also. So every path will take you to freedom.
So the second question is, Manusha Janma is very rare, like even Sankaracharya says, among three things. Why do we see so much population growth? Like if you see from, like if we were not even, whole world was not even 300 million to go back, and now over 6-8 billion, and it's just growing still. So that's one question somebody had asked me, and I had no answer to that.
So, if to complete the question would be that if we are seeing so many, the huge population growth, then where are all these souls coming from, jivatmas coming from? Is that the question?
No, why do we say it's rare?
Oh, why do we say Manusha Janma is rare? We have got 7 billion human beings.
From 300 or something.
Yeah, but every human body has probably 30-40 billion bacteria or something like that. So in every human body, that means comparatively human birth is definitely rare. And remember that you will have to have a universe, then you will have to have a life-sustaining planet, and in that life-sustaining planet you will have to have evolution of life up to human forms, and then human birth, and a human birth which will be exposed to spiritual teachings and have the leisure and the intention to cultivate that. That's pretty rare. The Buddhists have a fable of a tortoise which comes up in, I think, 1,000 years to the surface of the ocean. And there's a golden ring floating on the surface of the ocean, somewhere in the entire ocean. What is the chance that in 1,000 years, when the tortoise comes up, the golden ring will slip around its neck? So he says, getting a human birth is even more difficult than that. Now, why are these things said? It is said to encourage us to be spiritual, to take this opportunity. Sri Ramakrishna put it in much more simple way. He said, Manush ki kamga, Ishwar ke jante pare. Is a human being a small thing, you can realize God. So to encourage us to do what? To attend self-realization, self-knowledge retreat. Good. The goal of human life is to manifest the divinity already within us. Vivekananda said, do it by knowledge or love or service or meditation, or by one or more or all of these, and be free. So simple and powerful. So I will pray to Thakur Ma Swamiji to bless us. That is why they are here anyway, to give their grace to us, that we may attain this in this very life. I pray to Sri Sri Thakur Ma and Swamiji to bless all of us, all those who are here. May our lives be blessed and protected. May our lives be meaningful. May we be blessed with knowledge, with devotion, with selflessness, with a good and moral life. May we attain to the goal of life. Om Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mannatha Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Madatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharma swarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Jai Mahamai ki Jai. Jai Swamiji Maharaj Ji ki Jai.